I was hoping we could get a commitment from us to say that we really do believe in all 85,000 children.
Pretty sure we do.
I don't hear that from us, actually.
That's unfortunate. I think we put a lot of work into making certain that every student of every public school is equally treated.
Okay, I have another comment. On the second page of GP1, it says we have the commitment to our community to be transparent and to give transparent oversight. And yet, this bill, Mr. Miller's, was on Facebook yet again, totally redacted. I'm confused about who might have redacted it, given that the attorney I talked with suggested that you redact a bill because of attorney-client privilege, but we're the client. Privilege belongs to us. I don't know who redacted this. This bothers me. This is not financially transparent.
So, Ms. Feldman, I would agree that you can certainly look at the attorney's bill anytime you would like.
I agree, but I think our public needs to see this as well.
We want to.
I think the other piece too that jumps out at me that dovetails is number 10. The board will not take a position on discussion items the first time such items are placed on the agenda for board consideration. And I think that's the difficulty with this attorney issue, which has been a recurring issue, because when the board voted on hiring Mr. Miller on a month-to-month basis, we had no contract. We also didn't know what the hourly rate would be. And we've also recommended that we add this as a board agenda item so we can actually have a conversation about some of the questions regarding what's on the invoice. We talked a little bit about those. So I would also like to underscore number 10, and I would encourage this board to consider in the future having a full discussion about that in the interest of full transparency, as Ms. Feldman pointed to.
Is that last bullet item something that we want to keep in this policy?
Yes,
that nothing
absolutely.
is voted on by this board until it has been discussed once and then delayed for a month and then voted on?
But you know what? I think, in fairness, it's not always delayed a month. So, for example, we have study sessions that will be a week before the next board meeting. In fact, this is a conversation with the board, and then next week we have a full board meeting.
Oh,
So I think that there are, right, so not a month, right? So 2 weeks, a week. And I think that actually, it's a good policy, it makes sense, and I think that it is good guiding policy for this board to continue to pursue.
Other thoughts?
Is addressing Ms. Fallon's comment. I think it's a slippery slope if you go down trying to publicly post non-redacted legal.
The legal opinions that I have received say that redaction happens by the client. I have not been involved in any of that. I don't know if you have. I don't know what has happened. I don't know why. We haven't had a conversation. I don't think that that's transparency, but I don't know. That's all I'm asking is to know.
Ms. Feldman, you have a copy of the bill. You know exactly what it's been working on.
Who redacted? I think the
I don't
question
know
is
who
who
redacted.
redacted the invoice? Was it someone on this board who gave instructions to staff to redact the invoice?
I would hope that our attorney redacted it before posting it.
But that's not
Our attorney
appropriate.
is not
The
a
client-
district employee.
The privilege belongs to the client, not to our attorney.
Okay, so is there anyone on this board presently that thinks we should post publicly attorney bills unredacted?
Yes.
Okay, is there a motion to that effect?
Including council
It is already posted, we are posted.
including matters that have to do with
If there's a
students,
privilege,
things
then I think we can talk about it, but I haven't had any conversation. All I'm asking for is to be part of a process.
And I think that the other piece about these invoices, I don't have one that hasn't it's been redacted or not been redacted in front of me at the moment. But I believe in the scope of work, there were bullets along the lines of prepare reports for the board or conduct more research. I don't know what that research was for. I don't know what those reports entailed. And I think that's why we keep coming back to this issue, to have a transparent conversation. I agree with you. We absolutely have to protect our students and follow state law. Matters of personnel are another issue as well. But this is a board attorney issue. It's been a controversial issue because the board, we were not transparent from the get-go.
I certainly disagree. I think we've been fully transparent. We have put on this in public. We have made the attorney agreement public. There is nothing that's not transparent. And we will continue to work responsibly as a governing body and govern this district appropriately.
Mr. Wood, did we have a contract for Mr. Miller when we took a vote in front of us? Did we have a contract that we reviewed as a board when we took a vote on Mr. Miller serving as the board attorney?
No, we did not. We had a contract within a couple of days, which is fairly normal process. Did we have a contract with?
I don't think so. That's not good governance, I would
It
say.
is not a process that I have understood from other governmental entities, including a lot of cities, states, local governments across our country.
I've checked the records of this board, and I don't believe we have voted on other lawyer contracts.
You know, we have not had an ongoing attorney for the board. That's the key difference here.
In the September 2013 meeting, it was asked publicly and on the record if this board's attorney was Mr. Taggart, and the answer was yes. There was no vote on his
No,
contract.
the answer was no.
Please check the record.
I will check it.
Well, there's reality and then there's argument. And the point is that Mr. Taggart was hired by the district. These are two separate issues. He was the district attorney. We have a board attorney. All we're asking for is transparency on this issue.
And we have full transparency. We're not going to keep this same contract.
I just want to make sure that before we hire our next superintendent, we actually, as a board, discuss the contract and review that before we vote on the next superintendent. I think this is a poor practice to move forward with.
Our next agenda item, I'm sorry, were there any proposals for a change to GP01 or GP02? I don't believe I heard any. Ms. Bellin, you mentioned that you might want to bring one, so please do if you.
I just mentioned that I was interested in having us try to unite our community instead of keeping the divide. Apparently, we cannot do that, and I think that's very unfortunate.